All right, so we went over the 9th gen and the what's good about her and what's bad. I mean, there's not too much that's bad with these. Ford kind of did right with them. They did right with them in a lot of aspects and did a lot of wrong in some aspects, like the transmission and shit. They just weren't built for being in trucks. And to anybody who wants to be in the comments and say, oh, well, I've had my E4OD for 70 fucking 2. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. Motherfucker, just shut up. You probably are running an inline 6, and those motors don't have enough power to blow a fucking transmission up. Let's be real. The 5.0, 351, 4.6, well, they didn't come, the E4D did not come with the 460s or any diesels, so thank God for that. But, if you got a 5.0, it's got an E4D, thing fucking sucks, garbage water. Trust me on that. As we're taking a trip down the lane here, we got the next generation of pickup, the 10th gen, made from 98 to 03. 04 if you count the Heritage, but those are just, yeah, exactly.
Which is technically an 03 leftover.
They just rolled them over because they made too many of them.
Exactly. That's why it's a car known for Heritage, but it's really an 03.
These trucks were, while they may not have been the best, they were good trucks for what they were worth.
They came with 3 engine options.
And those engine options were
4.2 liter V6, 4.6, which this has, and a 5.4.
Now you could get those 4.6 and the 5.4 in either 2-valve or 3-valve. We recommend.
Only 2.
Didn't they switch them over to the 3-valve after 99?
That was the 11th gens.
Oh, the 11th gens. All right.
These have 2 valves.
All right, so I was wrong. So yeah, you only get them in the 2-valve, which the 2-valve motors, in my opinion,
Are the best way to go.
Exactly the best way to go if you want to get not a truck with a 1 and 9 in front of the year, and you still want to get something that's semi-modern. And just look at this thing. It's fucking massive. Considering it's also a small block, it is massive. It's what, a 283 block or some shit?
289.
289, yeah, so it's
It's not the original. This is the second 4.6 in it. This one has 165K on it. The truck itself has 203,000 miles on it, pretty sure. But it tells you everything on here. Everything.
And you got all your graphs there, which you don't see that on today's trucks. Don't know fucking why.
It's got a K&N air filter. It's got brand new spark plugs, almost only a year old. It's got brand new coil packs. It's got brand new sensors, idle air control sensors, IET sensors. I'm trying to think what else I fucking did to it. I don't remember.
He's done a lot, put it that way.
I've done the timing chain twice.
Which I can confirm because he's texted me about it before. Those were fun nights.
Yeah. The only things about the 4.6 you need to worry about is timing chain, spark plugs, coil packs, and the older ones like the 2000s and the 99, the oil pickup tube. Other than that, they're tanks.
They're really
slow
are.
As balls,
but they tow.
But they tow.
They tow. You drop this thing into about a foot of mud and put it in 4 low. Oh, you're good, buddy. You're not getting stuck fucking forever. You don't even got to put it in 4 low. Just put it into, just keep it in 2-wheel drive, and this thing will fucking haul.
It's on 33s with a 4-inch rough country lift kit.
Personally speaking, I'm not the biggest fan of rough country because I don't know. I think that maybe you could get a little more bang for your buck.
Underneath. The lift kit's underneath if you want to see it.
And there she is.
This is the inside, a little more modern aftermarket radio.
And as you can see, it's the same kind of variety as mine. It's got an extended cab, but you can get this in a whole host.
I got the opening doors. He doesn't.
Which
open.
Which mine clearly does not have. But they did update the interiors. They gave them a little bit more of a semi-stylish look to them. They updated the steering wheel. They updated pretty much everything. They gave them a whole new look. They ditched the box roundiness look for just complete roundiness look. But overall, Ford tried to revamp their truck image after, Dodge was starting to beat their dicks. And they were. Until everybody realized what kind of clap box the 12 valves and the 24 valves were, eventually. But overall, I mean, you can clearly see the difference in the two of them. Different body styles, different motors.
It's got a straight pipe from the cat's back, so it rumbles, which is right here. It's underneath here.
And I remember when he did that too.
I'm 21 now. I've had it since I was 18. It's never let me down. So I'm gonna keep it for another couple of years. See what happens.
Exactly. Now, as far as what to look out for with these trucks, the baseline things is obviously rust. These things do get pretty rusty, but any Ford is going to get rusty. But this was around the time when they kind of started to take out more nickel in the frames and in the bodies, because nickel does not corrode. You put a higher nickel concentrate in your frame, it's going to be less susceptible to rust.
I'll show them the rust.
When it came to the 9th gen, they had a higher concentration of nickel, which means they rusted out less.
Yep.
When it came to these, Ford wanted to cut corners because, you know, 2000s things, they put less rust to cut cost, even though they really didn't fucking have to. But whatever, Ford, go ahead and save you 28 cents per frame.
So these you have to look out for is what I have. I have the rocker rust, which you're not going to find one without it. There's no way.
There's no way you're going to find one without
These
rocker
are
rust.
also known to rust right here, which I don't have any on any side.
Which is rare.
And right here, which I don't have it on any side. Only the rockers, and that's it. Other than that, I have nothing.
And one of the things I forgot to mention was the difference between the 9th and the 10th gen is that the 9th gen, straight out the bat, they were designed to have the rear seals leak on the axle. It's just a fucking thing that
You
happens.
just reminded me. The 4.6s also are known for valve cover leaks, which you can't stop.
It's just how they're designed, unfortunately. If you want to go ahead and try to engineer it better than what Ford did, be my guest. You'll probably do a better job than those team of drunks. I mean, what are you gonna do? These trucks went for like, I think what, like 20, 25K back in the day, brand new.
Yeah, actually, I think I have my original thing for it.
You know, this is gonna be a treat. Let's see this shit.
I do have it. It's in my glove box. The other one.
Like I was saying, you can get these in a whole host of options.
I gotta go to my glove box.
You can get these in the extended cab. You can get this in a short bed, which I don't really like the short bed, 10th
You
gens.
get the Super Crew, which doesn't have the nice bed. They look like shit.
And I agree with him on that one. If you got one, hate us in the comments. We don't really give a shit.
Should be in here somewhere. I think it's in there.
You have the original owner's manual like myself.
Yeah, here, they can look at that if they want. And I'll get the other papers.
As you can see right
There
here,
it is.
look at this. You want to blast from the past and feel old as shit like myself?
It's a Heritage Edition, so it's an 03 leftover. But they wanted,
32,000, man.
Yep.
And there's the options that you could pay for. Now, Ford did do right by keeping these to being a 355 rear gear, which is what I got.
I have a slipped axle, which is a good thing. Yep.
But they did beef them up in the weight department. If you got a 9th gen like mine, they came in at 4,700 pounds. These, the lowest you were going to see was just a tick above 5,000 pounds.
Mine's currently sitting at 5,500
Exactly.
because it'll lift and tires and everything.
But either way, you were getting a heavy fucking truck out the gate. And these trucks meant business, even though they were dog shit slow. You got something that's never going to get you stuck. You don't even need the 4-wheel drive. I mean, how many times have you used the 4-wheel drive, Mike?
Rarely.
I think you said once to me.
I've used it in the snow and in mudding, but other than that, I've never really had to use it. I also have the 4-wheel drive switch. I don't have the old ones where they used to sit on the floor. You got to do it with the lock and hubs. I don't have that. I have the newer switch.
That's another thing that they did with these that made these a better option than the 9th gen was how easy it was to switch between 2 and 4-wheel drive.
It's got 2-speed transfer case. Got 4 high, 4 low. I have a 25-gallon fuel tank. Yeah, I have pretty much everything you can think of in it for its age. I mean, that it came with.
And this was the most advanced F-150 you could buy back in 03. Same as with the the 94 was different. That's not the most advanced truck that you could fucking get, you know?
This is technically an XLT Heritage model. Just they did a little bit for the Heritage. This is technically an XLT.
And like we said, they were just 03 rollovers because Ford realized, fuck, we made too much of them because we thought people liked them that much.
If you buy a 10th gen, you'll be able to find parts for this thing anywhere.
Same as the 9th gen.
Don't matter.
You could find parts for these anywhere. You could find trucks. You can find these trucks pretty much anywhere. Depending on what state you're in is how much people are smoking dick with these. In Jersey, people think these things are worth like $5-7 grand in good shape.
They're not.
People think, I mean, those are slightly less expensive. You could find, I mean, I found mine for $1,500, but that's not supposed to be any kind of benchmark. But most of the time, you're gonna find those in decent shape for about $3 to $5 grand, and you better fucking pray that it has a rebuilt transmission in it at least, or something's been done to it. But overall, I mean, looking at them too, you can clearly tell the generational difference. This has the more round, bubblier look to it. This one has still the more classic, old school type of boxy look to it.
About my truck is like, I like this slick side look, how it matches. Like yours sticks out more.
And that's just to carry over from what Ford was good at doing back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But if you want our honest opinion, this is the generation that you want to pick from, that you want to start. Stay away from the fucking 11th.
The 543 valves are terrible. Stay away from them.
They spit out spark plugs. They got cam phaser issues. They got oil issues as well. They just got a whole fuck host of issues.
My buddy has one in his engine lights on and off all the time, and he has no idea why. It's throwing him 8 different codes that he's replaced. And he has no idea what's wrong with it.
That's just what comes with them, and they charge way too much for them when they knew
they're going for about $9 grand right now, 11 gens,
and they're still way overpriced.